Whether you're picking and grinning or just grinning, grab a drink, pull up a seat. It's time for Roots Music Rambler. Turn it up.
As we are recording this, today is July 15th, and we got a new song today from Amanda Shire's. Now, I've talked about Amanda on the show, and I've discussed Amanda quite a bit, like on the Facebook music groups and whatnot. And, you know, I don't keep it a secret that I have never really been fond of her music. Now, she's an excellent songwriter. I mean, she's gifted, okay, as a songwriter. Her musicianship is amazing, you know, so I would never, ever take that away from her. I have mad respect for her. I just have a hard time listening to her songs because something about her voice just hits me the wrong way, okay? However, today, the new song, you know, there was a Rolling Stones article that came out as well. And the headline is Amanda Shires is finally ready to talk about it. And then, of course, the subtitle, you know, with her divorce from Jason Isbell still fresh. So I'm like, all right, let me listen to this because we've all heard Foxes in the Snow, right? So this is maybe like her version of that. So the song that was released today is called Away It Goes. It's the first single from her upcoming album that's going to be released on September 26th of this year. So first single, I gave it a go, and goddamn, I had all the feels, you know, just the emotion, like it comes through, man. Oh my God, I'm getting the chills now just talking about it. And even if you don't know her story, right, like about Jason and that they were married and divorced and blah, 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 you could still listen to the song and feel the emotion and the pain coming through. But knowing the backstory, I think, intensifies it a little bit more. And I'm not going to talk about if it's about Jason. I mean, chances are it probably is, right? But like, again, we don't know them personally. We can only speculate, and that doesn't do anyone any good. But that song on its own is outstanding. And, you know, I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the album. And maybe this will be what, you know, kind of turns me on to Amanda Shires. Yeah. So, Jason, I know you gave it a listen. What are your thoughts?
I definitely agree. I mean, literally the first line of the song, I think I immediately went, whoa, like here we go. This is going to be good. And I mean, even just to the first chorus, I was, you know, kind of got chills a little bit because I think it's fairly obvious that it's at least drawing from the experiences of her divorce from Jason Isbell, which was, you know, semi-public. We all talked about it. We talked about it on this show. We don't take sides. And as Frank said, we don't know their personal business and their personal lives. And divorce is difficult for everybody involved. And Jason certainly has written some songs about her over the years, both when they were married. And I'm sure a few of those Fox in the Snow cuts were somewhat inspired by his relationship with her and how that ended. But this is obviously a coming out party for her in her new role as a divorced, you know, mom, and reestablishing her solo career. And honestly, I only listened to the song literally just minutes ago, and it almost feels like listening to it. It's like, oh, this is going to be one of those Song of the Year candidates. This is going to be something that is a flag in the ground. I think a lot of Amanda Shire's fans and a lot of people who aren't Amanda Shire's fans are going to hear this and grab onto it because it's so deeply emotional, and you can really feel and hear the things coming out of it. I mean, Frank, you know, telling you what she felt when she was listening to it. I obviously, you know, don't have the same type of experience as she does, but I could feel it too. And it was like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of emotion poured into this song. And I think it's going to be one of those that we're going to be talking about for a while. I think it's going to be very popular on the airwaves because it definitely does that thing that a good songwriter does, which is cut through the music to really hit you in the heart. And I think this is going to hit a lot of people there. So
It hit me in the gut, like a punch in the gut.
I've listened. I literally, as I'm saying this, I've listened to the song one time. There's very few songs. I can count on one hand how many songs I've listened to in my life once and gone, whoa, that's going to be big.
Yeah.
And I think this one's going to be a big song for her. And if it's even a smidgen of what the rest of the album is going to be like, holy shit, this is going to be big for Amanda. So good for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm not going to go back on what I've said previously about not liking her music, but I'm hopeful that this is what's going to, like I said, it's going to turn me around or turn me onto her music. And then, of course, there were discussions in my Facebook music groups about this. And one person commented and said that, she's had all eyes on her for a while. And as far as we can tell as outsiders, she's handling it well, right? She's surviving and she's creating. And, that's what she does. And it's also probably therapeutic for her. And I know she's dealt with a lot of like anxiety, social anxiety, even when she and Jason Isbell were still married. That was something that she dealt with. So maybe this will help her out, break out of her shell a little bit. So I'm hopeful and I wish only good things for her. And I would say this song is amazing and a job well done.
And I will also throw in a little bit of a prediction there because of who he is and how visible he is and his character, at least what we know of it. I will predict that Jason Isbell will come out singing mad praises about this song and this album. I think he'll be super supportive of her taking all of her emotions and putting it into a creative outlet and sharing that with the world, because it just seems kind of to be the kind of person he is. So it would not shock me at all if he is one of the biggest advocates for his ex-wife's new solo album. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. It's going to be interesting to see, and I can't wait to listen to the rest of it. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome to Roots Music Rambler. She's Frank.
And he's Falls.
And we're rambling on through the stories behind the music we love.
And today on the show, we have a new first. So our guest is Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heatherns. Did I say that right? I don't got that Kentucky accent. So, okay.
You got it. Heatherns.
All right. Heatherns. There we go. Appalachian Heatherns. So we're joined by Bill Taylor and from the band, the drummer, Joe Cox. So they're on the show representing the band. And if you watch this little show on the television called America's Got Talent, you may remember the incredible version of Knocking on Heaven's Door from early June that Bill Taylor and his band performed on the show. It caused quite a stir.
It did. That's right. Not only did they get 4 yeses from the judges, but Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel, Sofia Vergara, and Mel B all gave them a standing ovation, as did the rest of the live audience. And as one does with a great audition on AGT, Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heatherns have exploded in popularity. They're looking for a new booking agent, but they've started to book some really good gigs. They sold out a headline show at the Burl in Lexington a couple weeks ago. They've been added to a number of festival lineups. They've got a couple of announcements coming, they hinted at when we talked to them, that they can't talk about yet, that they're going to be pretty big. So you're probably going to see some announcements coming from them in the next few months as well. And they people just can't stop talking about Bill Taylor's voice. It's amazing.
And that voice is here with us today. And, we're going to check in and see what it's like to go from being a truck driver, as Bill Taylor said on the show, right on AGT, going from that to an overnight sensation while he lives the dream of being able to play music full time. We'll also get into where his life with music started, who influences him and Joe, and a lot more.
Indeed, we will. If you watch that AGT episode, his father is in the band. So we'll definitely dig into more about the family and dad and whatnot. But you also may have heard our episode recently with Tim Parks and Jess Bowman from the Manchester Music Festival. Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heatherns are on that bill, but they were long before AGT happened. And Jess mentioned on the show that she and Bill were good friends. So I just asked the natural question, can you help get him on our show? And voila, here we are.
Yes. So this is our first reality show auditioner / winner. Although we did have Nathan Graham on the show, and he was on The Voice way back when. He didn't win, but he was on the show. So this is our first winner, and it's one that's right up our alley. The Heatherns And yes, that is spelled with an R toward the end because, as one of their T-shirts says, that's how Mamaw spelled it.
That's right.
So, and again, forgive me with my Yankee accent. It's Mamaw, right? Okay.
Some people say Mamaw,
Mamaw,
but Mamaw's
okay.
fine. Mamaw's fine. That's acceptable.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least I say Appalachian correctly.
That's true.
And I love it. I love it when my students try to correct me. I'm like, no. It's Appalachian. Yeah. But anyway, so the Heatherns, they are a bluegrass band with a modern approach. You could even say that they are newgrass or roots rock.
That's right. They're based in Middlesboro, Kentucky, which is a town built in the middle of a meteorite crater. So who knows? Bill Taylor may be an alien. We'll find out today, perhaps.
And I cannot wait for you to ask if he's an alien. And hearing that right now about the crater, first thing I thought of was Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't wait. That's going to go over well. And then we'll also have our normal Pickin the Grinnin segment. So be sure to stick around till the end.
That's right. Let's take a quick break so we can thank the fine sponsors that make this show happen. When we come back, we'll talk to Bill Taylor and Joe Cox, who is one of them there Appalachian Heatherns. Don't go away. This is Roots Music Rambler.
Breathe deep. Imagine your legs more limber in Duluth Trading Double Flex Denim. Envision euphorically squatting for that can of suds, bending for your toolbox in a state of bliss, lunging for your laser level on a whole new level. Relax and allow the flex to fill you with ability. Find your inner flex in Double Flex Denim only at Duluth Trading.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Welcome back to Roots Music Rambler. We are here. We're not live because you're hearing this on a podcast. It's recorded. But Francesca and I are here live with Bill Taylor and at least one of them there Appalachian Heatherns. Joe joins us as well from the group. Guys, thanks for joining us. How has the last month been? Because y'all been blowing the hell up.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, for sure. It's very interesting. We didn't really know what to expect. Honestly, the evening after our launch party or our watch party we had, I was like, we get 100,000 views. That's gonna blow my mind. And I think we were at 1 million that evening. So it's just been everything I thought, everything I expected is like, oh well, we've surpassed. I have no expectation, but I don't know what to expect. Yeah. So it's been fun for sure.
Yeah, I think the first night I stayed up because it was going up so much. I was like, I'm not going to bed until it's at 1 mil part, and then we wake up and nuts. It was nuts for sure.
Yeah, I think right now we're up to 11, 12, 13 million on Facebook. I know there's 2 million on the YouTube audition video from America's Got Talent, and there's several versions of it that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views. So there's a lot more people in the world who are aware of who you guys are, which is amazing, which is very, very cool. Let's start out. I want to go back, though, for those that haven't quite caught up yet, which they should have, because we do an intro and tell everybody what's coming. But America's Got Talent audition about a month ago. But that's what we see. We saw you guys audition about a month ago. It blew up. You guys have been crazy since. But I know there's a lot more time that goes into getting to the stage in front of Simon and Howie and all those folks, Sophia and Mel B. And I know there's a lot more to come. So take us through, how did you guys even get involved in auditioning and getting to that point? And how long did it take before you actually got on the air?
So I got a message on TikTok. I'm wanting to say it was around November by one of the recruiters, and she was saying, like, I really like this video, that video. All of them was me hollering a cappella in the woods. And she said, I'm recruiting for AGT. I'd like to, put this in front of some people if you'd be even interested. I said, yeah, it'd be cool. I didn't think nothing of it, honestly. But 2-3 weeks later, she was like, yeah, we want to do this. We want to fly you out to Hollywood. Are you interested? I was like, hell yeah. At first, it was going to just be me. Then I asked about my band, and they were all for it. They really wanted a live band, so got that going. We filmed in March.
Yeah.
March. And then, it came out in, I think it was end of June?
Yeah. Selling it for a few months. But
the hardest part was telling everybody, like, we was able to tell people we auditioned, but we couldn't say how it went or any of that. We honestly didn't know that we were going to be on that week until literally a week before.
Really?
So they're real secretive. Yeah. And if you all hear anybody in the background, we apologize. We're a family of 500 people.
I'm sure. Well, I'm from Pike County, so I kind of get it. I realize y'all probably got everybody up and down the holler, hooting and hollering behind you. But
we do. There's actually a birthday party.
And I'm Italian, so.
Oh, okay. So it's more than just this. All right. I thought you were flattering us by saying all our friends are honking in the background just to piss y'all off. So.
Oh no, that probably happened. I've had my brother do some crazy shit on the outside of the window. I didn't let him know that we were doing this stuff.
Okay, that's probably safe approach anyway. So it took 3 months, and you guys obviously had to keep it quiet for that. But now the audition, the first audition is passed, but that's the first. What's next? What's the next cycle for you guys in AGT?
We're just waiting, man. We just got to wait for them to give us a date. I think that it'll be soon, but again, we're in that not knowing atmosphere, just like everybody else. And I've had to tell, 100 people, as soon as I know, you'll know. And that's kind of how it goes. We've just been kind of doing our own, like, detective work and noticing that they usually do their finals August, September. So hopefully we'll be in that range somewhere. But yeah, again, as soon as we know, like everybody else will, because I'm on blasted everywhere.
it's still up in the air for us as well.
I imagine that could probably be a little bit unnerving. And admittedly, I don't watch the show, so I don't even know what the process is or what to expect. But if you're like in the middle of it all, I imagine that's a bit unnerving. Also, we can imagine the explosions of fans and new followers and requests after your audition aired. So can you tell us about the week or two after it aired up until now? And what is, blowing up? What does that translate to from a day-to-day life for you guys?
It went from my wife just flat out telling me to get off the damn phone, because I tried to play catch up. I'm sure you was the same way, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I give up.
I had to put my phone down after a while because it was just quitting messages. By the time I got up, I had 4 more that were waiting. So,
yeah. Which is a cool problem to have, but it was unnerving, dude. It was different. It's calmed down a little bit now, but
yeah,
there at first, boy, it was nuts.
I have a twin brother. Not a lot of people know this, but I have a brother, a twin, and although we're not identical, we do look a lot alike. And he has, I don't really do social media, I don't do Facebook, but he has a Facebook, and he received so many friends requests on Facebook, like the few days after, because people thought it was me. So, I mean, you never know who is going to reach out to. So he's even getting a little bit of a bump from it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I know you guys, shortly after the show aired, you got a new booking agent. I know you sold out the Burl. You added a number of festivals to your roster. I can't wait to see you guys live down in Manchester soon. I'll be down there for that weekend. You've got a lot of momentum. What's coming up in the next few months for y'all that might be a little different, that wasn't going to happen for you before this AGT thing?
Well, honestly, man, we've got a few things in October, but we've had to keep, like I said, August and September pretty open. we've got a few festivals, like you said, Pickin in the Backwoods, Manchester. We've got some stuff going on in Prestonsburg that's not been talked about yet. Got a really cool show that we'll be doing in October. I don't want to announce just yet, but yeah, man, they've been coming in. We don't have a booking agency yet. We've been with the Farm Music Management for 2 years now, and Jason Parton and John Graces took care of me for way before this started. But hey, we're on the lookout for one. We're on the lookout for one for sure. But man, really excited for just AGT right now and keeping it, front and center. When they need us, we're going to be there. So I don't want to, book too much right now during their time frame.
Sure.
Do got an album coming out though. We got an album coming out. Yeah, man. Working on an album and trying to get it out before the end of this year. That's the goal. You know how those goals go. You might not get it, but we're working hard on it. And it's going to be a 13-track album, so a lot of new stuff.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit more about the album? What kind of songs? Is it going to be a lot of originals? What can we expect?
Yes, ma'am. There's one cover on it that I'm excited for people to hear. And 12 originals. There's one original on there that I know people know. Strength was a single that was our first single we ever put out. And I wanted to give that song its roses and do it right. Instead of, when you start, you just got to get out what you can. And we was, fortunate enough to get in partnership with Jam Nation and, Rob Hilliard, that he's backing the whole thing. He's paying for the whole thing. We're getting to do the whole shebang, man, up in West Virginia.
Nice.
With Mr. Zach McCord,
Nice.
man. It sounds better than anything I've ever put out, and it's a lot of steel, a lot of fiddle. I always got to have the fiddle. It's very country. It's a lot more country than what people used to hearing, but it's real country, and I'll leave it at that.
Bill does a lot of storytelling in his writing, and I feel like this album sticks to that as well. It's a lot of stories about home and life and stuff that a lot of people can relate to. So there's a few songs on there I'm really proud of.
Nice. Your fiddle player that was with you on AGT, is she in your band all the time?
No, Anna is, God, dude, well, you hear how good she is. She's crazy good.
That's why, she was amazing.
Yeah, she's great. She plays with a few bands, but her main ones right now are the Creekers, old Tim Parks boys. Yeah, she's with them like full time, and when she has time, she comes with us. But I would take Anna over anybody when it comes to the fiddle.
Such a wonderful.
Not only is she good on fiddle, she's just a wonderful human. Her and her husband Charlie, they're great people.
Nice.
Well, and she is a spectacle in a live show and has been both for you guys and the Creekers. I know, she's gone viral a couple of times on TikTok and whatnot for setting her, bow on fire and dancing around. And she brings a little flavor to it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's great.
I think my favorite was the Laurel Cove. They pushed her out into the pond in a pink flamingo, and she's fiddling on a pink flamingo, like a float in the middle of the pond. I don't know if you've seen that, but you should check that out too, because it's awesome. Like she just.
No, I'm going to have to go look at YouTube for that.
That's good stuff.
That's awesome.
Is the full band doing the album? Is it everybody? Is it your dad and everybody else?
No, sir. It's as far as that goes, it's studio players. But when we do live shows, it's going to be the band. The only one from the Heatherns in it, I'll be singing, of course, but I don't play either. I suck.
Come on now. I think you're probably underestimating yourself a little bit there. Well, but we want to dig a little bit more into your all's background and how y'all got together and all that good stuff. We'll do that after the break, though. Let's take a quick break to pay the bills. When we come back, we'll have more with Bill Taylor and Joe Cox and the Appalachian Heathens. This is Roots Music Rambler.
Grandpa's here!
Hank's always helping out, Grandpa style. Now he's treating his prostate cancer with help from Xtandi enzalutamide. Extandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Extandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Extandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Extandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Extandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Extandi.com.
Welcome back to Roots Music Rambler. We are sitting in with Bill Taylor and Joe Cox from Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heatherns, and it is Heatherns with an R. Mom all spelled it. I looked all that up, made sure I had that right. Quite frankly, that's the way most people need to say it too, so it's fitting. So, Bill, Joe, tell us more about the band. I know, obviously, Joe, you play percussion and a couple of instruments. And Bill, I know your dad, Billy, the three of you are the core, but for AGT and some other performance, we talked a little bit about Anna Blanton, who's, a spectacle herself. She's come in and whatnot, but there's a lot of others that kind of migrate on and off the stage with you. So tell us about the full group of Heatherns. Who you got playing for you these days?
Yes, we got, like you said, Anna. You got me, Dad, and Joe. Anna's husband, Charlie Blanton, killer on the stand-up bass. If anybody was at the Burl show, we introduced a new member to the band. That's Mr. Chad Light. If anybody's ever listened to Arlo McKinley, they'll know who that guy is. Killer, man. Just a stud on steel, banjo, guitar. He's what the band's needed for a long time. And not only just, again, like Anna, not only just good on what he does, he's just a humble, quiet guy, man. He's a good dude. So right now that makes the Heatherns. We've got people like Lucy Becker. We've got J.D. Thomas for good fill-ins when we need folks, and there's others, but that's our main people right now.
So you told everybody on AGT, you, Bill, are a truck driver. What's everybody else's day job, or are we getting to the point to where you don't have day jobs anymore?
We're not that lucky yet. I work for the same company that Bill does. I just I'm the guy behind the house in a little truck, pissing all the other people off. That's what I do.
You're the wide load truck guy, aren't you?
Yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I just work for a different fella. It's the same company. We just have a buddy that I work for.
Yeah, when people flip him off, he gets to go.
Yeah, just wave at him, smile and wave. That's all you can do. I laugh. I've done it for so long that I'm not phased anymore. People cuss at you and flip the bird, stuff thrown at the vehicle. Like, you just smile and wave. Because honestly, that upsets them worse.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
yes.
What's better than the middle finger is if you just give them a thumbs down. Just look at them and just thumbs down. It works way better than middle finger, I find that.
Like that dude in the meme?
Yeah,
just with his sitting there with his thumb down.
It works. Yeah.
Oh man. Joe, the situation you just described is like a Tuesday in Chicago where I'm from. So, I'm familiar with that. So now having day jobs, does that pose a different sort of challenge for you that now that you guys are kind of getting bigger, blowing up like we've been saying? And you said you're going to keep your schedule open for AGT, but do your day jobs like hinder that at all? Are you saying no to gigs because of your work, or your employers? They kind of rooting for you?
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely on our sides. Like, our boss has been wonderful about giving us the time off in the first place to go, and has supported 100%. If we need that off for a show, he would glad to give us off. It's more of a Monday through Friday gig, so we normally have Saturdays to do stuff. So it's worked out great, honestly, that we're able to. I think people think that fame and money comes instantly, but it doesn't. So we still have to work our day jobs, and we're hoping that music will be that eventually. I think it's coming. Hopefully, maybe next year or so, something. But I don't think too far ahead. I'm a day by day kind of person.
Yeah, it's like what I said on the show, man. If we can get to where we're paying the bills and doing a dream for a living, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah, I don't know many people that can say they do what they love for a living. Like that's nobody I know, anyways.
So let me kind of ask almost the same question, but a different way. What kind of stress and anxiety are you dealing with in that in between stage between wanting to earn a living as a musician, but having a day job and actually living as a musician and playing music for a living? Because I think you guys I think it's fairly easy to say you've entered that tweener stage of, it's really possible that we could be earning a living as musicians within the next 12 to 18 months, maybe even sooner. Whereas maybe before AGT, it was like, well, we hope for that, but we're not really planning it because we don't know. Now you're kind of in that between stage. So what's that like for an artist? Because I think a lot of people hope to get there, but they never really do.
And for me, I mean, it's exciting. I don't really,
Yeah.
I'm not really stressed about it. It was always one of those things, we always wanted to make it to where we could do it for a living, but we grinded hard for 3 years as a band, and fortunately we did get that break. It's kind of like a butterfly in your gut feeling when you think about it, because you know that maybe this really could happen, like you said. It's exciting, but you just want to see what the next step is. Like I said earlier, I can't really announce it yet, but we have been getting a lot better offers to bigger shows, headlining, opening up for a lot bigger names. So we're on the right trajectory. A guy that I've been watching for years named Nolan Taylor, he always says onward and upward, and that's just how we kind of go and we feel about it. As long as you're not on that plateau for too long, as an artist, that's all you can really ask for. Fortunately, we was able to get on a stage that could skyrocket you if you do good. So, God's good on that, and I'm taking it day by day.
It was such a cool experience. Like just the whole AGT. Selma, it was so awesome that in telling people about it, like telling people stories about AGT, I forget to tell them that the stage that we performed on was the first stage that Michael Jackson debuted the moonwalk.
Moonwalk, yeah.
Like so much cool stuff happened. But I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, that stage, so big deal. But Michael Jackson did the moonwalk there. It's just that blows my mind.
Wow.
That's the detail I'll leave out.
That is quite a connection, and what a cool story to tell.
Yeah.
So just to change gears a little bit, part of the premise of this show is digging into the roots of our guests, right? Not just what influenced your music, other artists, but how your upbringing, your parents, teachers, etc., even where you grew up, how that all impacted you. So you guys are from Middlesboro, Kentucky, and Bill, your dad's in the band with you. So, I imagine both of those had some impact on you. But where else do you get your musical sensibilities from?
Well, just the way I sang is I always give it credit to growing up Pentecostal. In our church, I've been to a lot of Friends Baptist church. I'm not saying they're all like this, but it's usually just like a piano and, there's a lot of hymns, and that's great, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But where I grew up, it's the whole dang band is up there. And I grew up with people shouting, so there was always a beat, whether or not they were playing or not. So it was definitely the biggest influence on the way I sang and the way I try to go spiritual about a lot of things. Writing is, it's about just where we live and stuff. We've got hard time songs and the bad of where we live, and we've got the good ones too. It's a give and take anywhere you live, and we just try to shine a positive light on rural Kentucky.
I've always liked playing the drums. I was that, cliche pots and pans in the kitchen floor kind of guy. And then Dad was always interested in music. Mom was always interested in music. But I was actually in concert band and marching band through middle school and high school. And that actually had a huge, I don't think she knows this, but Miss Lee, if you ever watch this, I owe you a lot because I might have been the class clown, but if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't be anywhere near as decent as a musician as I am. And I'm not even that good, but one of my biggest regrets is not paying as good of attention to you as I thought. So, but yeah, that was That was awesome. Being a marching band, a lot of people there, there's jokes about it or whatever. I mean, it was so fun. We got to go places and play music in front of. That was the first time we went to in marching band. We got to go to state my junior and senior year, so that was the first time I played in front of like 1,000 people. Granted, they had to be there because they had kids there, but it still was pretty cool. Yeah. It's a marching band, really, and then just a love of music. I've always loved music, and the best part about it is just doing it. I mean, I loved it so much, I had to be a part of it.
And I might add, people might think things about marching band, but look, Joe learned how to play the drums from now. He's playing with a kick-ass band on national television.
That's it.
So
that's it.
Laugh now, baby.
That's true.
Don't knock it.
Yeah.
No.
So I have to ask the weird question, because that's what I'm here for. You guys are from Middlesboro, Kentucky. Not everybody knows this. I know you all do, and I do. But Middlesboro, Kentucky, is built on a crater from a meteorite. So the next logical question is: are you aliens?
No, but I do like telling people when they ask where I'm from. I tell them I'm from a hole in the ground, because it's not a lie. I'm literally from a hole in the ground. So, but no, we're not aliens. There's some questionable people in the area, but I think we're safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's for damn.
We can when we stop recording, you guys can start rolling off names, and I'll just jot them down so I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Tim, boy. I think the coolest thing about where we live, though, is with that meteor, man, the whole city's surrounded by mountains. It's always, you'll come in from like Pineville, from the north side coming south, and when you come down that hill, there's literally mountains all the way around. And I always smile. It don't matter how many times I've done it. I've been here for 20 plus years.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm just like, yeah, it's home with.
We have a national park in pretty much our backyard. I mean, literally, actually, in your backyard's a national park. And there's a place called the Pinnacle overlooking. You can see like Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky, because we're in the tri-state area. And it's one of the coolest things is out foggy mornings. If you're up there and you can look over into Middlesboro, the fog collects in the bowls and it'll just pull. So it looks like a big bowl of milk or something, and it'll sometimes pull over the mountain. That's awesome, bro. It's beautiful here. I mean, there's not a lot of else, but we do have a lot of beautiful country, and I'm proud to be from here.
Hell yeah.
I mean, these mountains are older than the trees that set on them. So, that's pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah. So, being from Kentucky, and I tease Jason all the time because when he talks about people from Kentucky, I'm like, are they kin to you? So we know that there's a lot of collaborations and you're intertwined with some other fun folks in Eastern Kentucky, like the Creekers. So what music do you listen to these days that, or maybe even outside of your own wheelhouse, that inspires you?
Some of the stuff, because I wasn't, I'll be honest, I wasn't into this scene. I didn't know that there was, before I started playing music. Of course, I mean, I'd heard of names like Tyler Childers and Sturgill Simpson, but I was unaware that there was such a massive underground country scene, if that's what you want to call it. So just going to festivals and seeing all kinds of people, it's really opened my eyes up. Somebody I really like is Smilo and the Ghost. Smilo and the Ghost is awesome. If you guys don't know them, check them out. They're phenomenal. I think they're from northern Appalachia. I don't think they're from, but still, it's they've got a lot of good stuff.
Pennsylvania.
Is it Pennsylvania? Maybe? I'm not sure, but yeah, Smilo and the Ghost.
Okay. That's a good one.
B. Taylor was another one that me and my wife found. She played after us at the Laurel Cove, and we fell in love with her music.
Taylor Honeycutt from Alabama. Noeline Hoffman is from Canada, and she's got a great sound that comes down through here. I was going to say Smilo too, because we're both original metalheads. I always have been, and then finding that out about Joe. The thing that clicked with me and Joe is we've got so much crap in common, man, and it worked. But Milo is like middle grass, is what I'd like to call it.
Black grass.
Yeah,
black grass.
Dude, that's good. Yeah. So, but you got your bluegrass music, and then they have breakdowns and their stuff, and it's just
it was wonderful. Yeah, check them out if you've not.
Well, I could give them plenty in our genre, but like outside the norm, those boys, absolutely.
Tell us more about your favorite metal bands. We want to hear about those too.
I got introduced to metal when I got married. Actually, I knew about it, but when I got married like 15 years ago to this little girl from the holler, son, buddy, August Burns Red, big one for me. Devil Wears Prada.
I think we're all big Tool fans too. We
Love
Tool.
Love Tool. Big, always been big in the Lincoln Park, Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I like everything from the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Beastie Boys to, give it some old Hank. That's the thing about us is we don't really have, even though we play a genre, you might hear us do Alice in Chains cover,
Absolutely,
or something like that. We've done Pink Floyd covers and
Leonard Skinner,
12 Leonard Skinner. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
you're talking my language now. I love a good cross genre cover, man. If you guys pull out one of those metal band or hard rock band covers down at Manchester, I might get out on the stage and dance. So,
well, that was a cool thing I thought about the Bob Dylan is it's a rock song, but I think we put our own grass sound to it, a little country, and it worked good.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, that audition was one of the best auditions I've ever seen. It was fantastic, and obviously that voice of yours is something special. So take care of that. Lay off the moonshine, would you, please?
Thank you. I've been working out.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. Well, Bill and Joe, we're tickled that now a new generation of people are going to be listening to and inspired by Bill Taylor and the Appalachian Heatherns. Tell people where they can find you guys online and where they should pay attention to keep finding out those new nuggets that are going to be rolling out here in the next couple months.
Absolutely. The biggest one that I guess it's just I'm setting my ways, Facebook. Bill Taylor Music on Facebook. You can look up BillTaylorMusic.com and it's got links to everything. It's got we got our merch on there. We've got all of our other websites because God knows there's 20 every day. There's 20 new ones.
I think it's or dates.
Yeah, it's got the dates of the stuff coming up. So yeah, BillTaylorMusic.com is probably the biggest one. But follow us on Facebook. I post on there more than I do anywhere else. It's just the one I've done so long and I'm just used to it.
We will make sure that there are links to all those places in the show notes for people to find. Huge thanks to you guys for weeding through all the noise to find a little signal from us and come over here on the podcast. We really appreciate you guys standing by. Can't wait to see what's next for you guys with AGT, but I'm excited to come see you in Manchester in person, and now I'll probably come see you 3 or 4 more places in the next couple months too, just because that's how I get. But really appreciate you guys being here, and all you folks out there listening, links are in the show notes. Don't miss it, and don't go away. We've got the Pickin the Grinnin segment coming up next. This is Roots Music Rambler.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like with the road trippers we see here in their natural habitat, the breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. Here's a dad teaching his son how to make waffles, fluffy golden waffles. There's a mom making sure her daughter eats some fruit to avoid the "I'm hungry" from the back seat. And a sibling standoff over the last muffin. This is the cycle of vacation maximizationing in all its glory. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
How about them there fellow hillbillies? Them hillbillies down there in them mountains now down in Millsboro, Kentucky. That there's them Bill Taylor and them Appalachian Heatherns, old Joe Cox.
In Kentucky.
Joining us here on the Big Pro. Sorry, I lapsed back into home talk when I got my homies on the show here talking with me. So my apologies.
I can't blame you because just after talking to them for not even a half an hour, I started getting that little bit of twang, and I'm a tried and true Yankee. So,
it comes through. It's addictive.
It's contagious.
One of the things that I do as a sort of comedic foil for my family, because I normally talk like this. You can probably, for those who are not in Appalachia, not in the South, you can probably detect a little bit of a twang. But I've had, many, many years as a broadcaster and whatnot, so I've weeded out a lot of my accent. But my family members back home, especially my brother and whatnot, they're kind of they're hillbillies, man, and they kind of talk like hillbillies. There's a little bit, they slur a little, and there's some lazy talking, and they say some things like I'm going to go get something instead of I'm going to go get something. You know, there's some little nuances there that I'll throw in, and the people, my friends and family around here in Louisville, they just get a kick out of me laughing. Of course, my kids roll their eyes, but that's okay. They're supposed to. Anyway.
Right. That's their job.
It's fun stuff. But we are off track as is somewhat normal here on the Old Roots Music Rambler, but that's okay. It is time for the Pickin the Grinnin segment. That's the part of the program where Frank and I tell you who we've been listening to lately or what we've been listening to lately, and sometimes where we've been listening to it and all that good stuff. It's our picks for things that are making us grin, and we are recommending that music to you. It might be an album. It might be an artist. It might be a song. It might be a musical. It might be a performance. Who knows? It might be something just in the air, but we're going to recommend it to you, and that's what we do here on the big program. So as we heard from Joe Cox and from Bill Taylor in the interview segment, they recommended some bands they listened to, like Smilo and the Ghost and B. Taylor, Taylor Honeycutt, Nolene Hoffman are all artists, I would say, in the Americana space that they come into contact with and they like and they listen to. I'm going to throw another one out there at you. It's another band that's going to be playing at the Manchester Music Fest, which we've been obviously hyping up here because we had Tim and Jess on the show. Bill and the Heathens are going to be there. Heatherns are going to be there. But Hollerhead is another one that's going to be on the bill at the Manchester Music Fest. And Hollerhead is fascinating to me. I saw the name and I thought, okay, they got Holler in there, so I'm going to like these guys. And I went and looked. They've got a new album coming out next month. By the time this airs, it'll probably be this month. It's coming out in August of 2025. It's called Never Gonna Leave You. They've got some really good cuts on the old Spotify's and other streaming places where you can listen to them. But the Spotify description of Hollerhead is, hailing from Western Kentucky, Americana alt-country band Hollerhead takes listeners on an evocative journey through life's ups and downs. Sold. I'm there. You said a couple things. First of all, they're from Kentucky. You know I'm going to like that. Second of all, Americana, score. Alt country, yep, double check that one. That's a good one. And then life's ups and downs. That's what all songs are about. So they're going to be, they're going to be good. I've been listening to, binging on them this week. I'm really excited to be able to see them play live too. But that's an apt description. They're an Americana alt country band. They jam. They've got a female vocalist as well as 2 or 3 other guys who sing, and they rock it out. It's good stuff. So the Hollerhead, one word, check them out. Frank, who you got?
Oh, me. Yeah. Hi. So my pick this week is, it's a band, right? Okay. Anyway, saw them at Fitzgerald's American Music Festival in the beginning of July. They play a lot around Chicago, and this was the first time that I actually got to see them perform. So I was, never able to make any of their other shows. But my pick this week is Wild Earp. Wild Earp, not Wyatt Earp, but Wild Earp, and his band, the OK Corral. They are just so much fun. And so Wild Earp himself is, they're based here in Chicago, and they play very traditional country and Western music. They play both kinds, and they incorporate, honky tonk, rockabilly, and some folk into the sound. We saw them, they had an upright bass. They had, I think some dude was playing the box drum, but it was just so great. And Wild Earp himself teaches 2-step. He has 2-step lessons at a couple different venues. I think, I know one for sure, but around Chicago, but I've seen him out at other shows, and he's tearing it up on the dance floor, 2-stepping all over the place. But what I like most about Wild Earp is how much he and his sound remind me of, Culture Wall a little bit. It's the style of music, but reminds me a lot of Marty Robbins. And I've talked about Marty Robbins a lot on the show. My dad loved Marty Robbins, so of course I love him. Every time I listen to Marty Robbins, I get emotional. And in fact, Wild Earp and his band, they redid Marty Robbins' album, his classic album, Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs. So they redid it in its entirety and did a little tour with it last year that I really wanted to go to, but of course something else was going on and I couldn't. But when I saw them at Fitzgerald's earlier this month, they did play Big Iron, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. They're killing me. I'm crying, So I had to, record it and send it to my siblings. And, we all had the same reaction, like, oh my God, that's so good. And I'm so sad now. Yeah, they're great. So if you're in and around Chicago and Wild Earp is playing, I highly recommend going to see them. They played one new song, and we were just calling it the Backpack Song, but it is great. And it's going to be on their upcoming album. I don't know when that album might be available, but maybe if we get Mr. Earp on the show sometime, he can fill us all in. But in the meantime, check them out.
Wild Earp. I love it. That's great stuff. Well, now you got some stuff to go listen to, folks. So we'll put links to all these folks in the old show notes there at rootsmusicrambler.com. Certainly a big, big high five and thank you to Bill Taylor and Joe Cox from the Appalachian Heatherns for being on the show today. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Fun episode. And we're going to keep them coming. Roots Music Rambler is a production of Falls and Partners, copyright 2025. Our theme music is Sheepskin and Beeswax by Gentacorum. Join us online at rootsmusicrambler.com and make sure you mash that subscribe or follow button so you remember to join us for the next Hoe-Down and Throwdown. She's Frank.
He's Falls.
And whatever you do, kids, ramble on.